Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. As always, I'm one of your hosts on this great show, MattyBets, joined by BigAL Bettor. What we got for you guys today is a little bit different of a format of a video than we normally have, but, it's not our fault. Don't blame us. It's the NFL. They said, hey, let's throw a bunch of games on Saturday. So we got 3 Saturday games. You guys know normally for our primetime games, we come at you guys. We give you guys our picks for the game, over, under, spread, all of that good stuff. Give you guys a 4-pick parlay and some touchdown scores. What we're doing here, it's a Saturday, kind of just a mashup. We're doing that same thing. A little bit more revised, only 2 touchdown scores from each game, still 4-pick parlays from each game, and at the end of it, we're going to give you guys a 6-pick teaser that, as far as I know, you can only really do on DraftKings. But, that's neither here nor there. Big Al, how you feeling? What are you thinking? How you doing?
I feel good, man. It's always fun getting Saturday game, waiting to go to work in the afternoon, and then there was an NFL game on early on Saturday morning. It's just fun. So I'm looking forward to it. I have to work early in the morning tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to checking out the games as soon as I get home. Yeah, should be. And we got some fun games on deck. The first one's kind of meh, but the other two have the makings of being both really good games. So I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. So, like you said, first game's kind of eh. So, if you guys want to sleep in tomorrow, go ahead, have fun, sleep in. Don't worry about football. Football doesn't really start until the afternoon. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, or go work an overtime shift.
There you go, just like you're doing. But all right,
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
without further ado, you want to jump into it? First game, Patriots versus the Chargers. Chargers going to New England. We got the spread set at 4.5, plus 4.5 for the
Yep.
Patriots, minus 4.5 for the Chargers. Over under set at 42.5. How do you see this game going?
So Chargers are -5 over on DraftKings. It's slightly different book, slightly different lines. I do like the Chargers here, -5. I think they're a better team. They're coming off that loss against the Broncos on Thursday Night Football. It was a close game, but the Broncos ended up, or the Chargers actually won that. So the Chargers are coming off a win against the Broncos. My bad. 10 days of rest, or I guess 9 days of rest. I like the Chargers here to come in, get the job done. The Patriots have been playing better ball, but they're not a good team this year. Next year, they'll be a lot better. As far as the over-under, I like the over here of 42.5. The Chargers have been getting over this number the last 3 or 4 games, I believe. And then the Patriots have been scoring way more points with Drake May. So I think both teams can put up some points, and I like this game to get over the 42.5.
Okay, I'm actually going to be on the flip side of you on both. I am actually taking the under.
Ooh.
I don't like this game. I don't know how many times I've said it on this channel. I know I've talked to you a bunch about it. I do not like the Chargers this year. I don't like the way that they play football. I don't trust them enough to be able to bet on them. So I like the Patriots here at plus 4.5. Obviously, I'm going to be playing DraftKings for this one, get the extra half point. I love the +5 there for the Patriots. And then also the under in this game. The Patriots haven't really shown that they can, really play a really good offense. And in my opinion, I just don't trust the Chargers. They just like to run the ball a bunch. Like, yeah, Ladd McConkey's a young star. He's really good at football. He's a great receiver. But I just see this game just being a slow, painful game to watch. And that's what I'm kind of hoping for here. So I'm going to be on the under in this game. And then also Patriots +5 over on DraftKings. If you're on FanDuel, it's +4.5. So.
Okay. Okay. Let's hop into these 4 picks. Matt, what do you got for me?
All right, we got Ramondre Stevenson over 42.5 rushing yards. 42.5 seems like a gettable number for him. I know the Chargers' run defense is really good. It's solid, but I like Stevenson to kind of just get the volume that he needs to hit this 42.5. Then next we're going Justin Herbert over 42.5 rushing yards. For some reason, I think Justin Herbert's going to be running for
Holy.
It's 14.5 rushing yards.
Oh, I thought you said 40 and a
No,
half.
no, no. 14. Herbert should be running for his life in this game, I think. I don't know why. I got a feeling that the Patriots defense is going to show up for this game. Then we're going Herbert over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I do think they'll score points. I just don't think it'll get over that 42.5. So I like Herbert to have to throw 2 there. And then we're taking under 7.5 points in the first quarter. Parlay pays out plus 1270. First time in a while that I've done a first quarter prop, but I really like the under in this. I like the under in this game, and I like the first quarter to kind of get off to a slow start. Maybe it's the Chargers. They can score a touchdown. Patriots can't really do much. But I just see this game, like we've seen with the Chargers games, and when they're playing against another team that isn't that great, both teams tend to run the ball a ton. It's like the Patriots, they're going to want to try to beat you at your own game, which is run the ball, and they want to, try to establish that early is how I see the game going. Then you also have the Chargers. They always run the ball. So I like it just to kind of burn clock, just keep the score low, and then, let it be a close game. If it's a close game and a low-scoring game, I like the Patriots there, like I said, the +4.5. That's kind of like the logic behind it. It's a slow, boring game. Keep it a low-scoring game. Keep it a close one and tight.
Okay, and then what did this one pay out?
1270.
Wow.
Yeah, the juicy one was the under 7.5 points in the first quarter.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be juicy. All right, I'm gonna hop into mine. It doesn't pay out quite as much. You got me beat on this one, but I got J.K. Dobbins 60 plus rushing yards. I've got Justin Herbert under his line of 233 and a half passing yards. I got Drake May at 25 plus rushing yards, and then I have Quentin Johnston 25 plus receiving yards, and this thing pays out plus 900. It's pretty simple. I didn't get too crazy with it.
What
It's
was your
just
what was your line for
Herbert under two. Sorry, go ahead.
what was your line for Johnston?
25.
Okay.
It's just one good catch, two medium sized catches, and then Drake May he moves around, he uses his feet, and that O line isn't very good, so he's forced to get out of the pocket a lot. So I think he'll be able to pick up some rushing yards on the side. And then my play with Herbert is just like he's been playing better ball lately and been throwing for quite a bit of yards, but I think in this game with Dobbins back, they'll try to run the ball more, and that'll limit Herbert's passing in this game. So. I think he can stay under that number, and they can still get to the over 42 and a half in the game. So that's
Okay.
what I like here.
All right, not bad, not bad. All right, touchdown scores. Like I said, we only have two for this game. I got Ramondre Stevenson at plus 155 over on FanDuel, and then we also got Lad McConkey at plus 165.
155 and McConkey at 165, you said?
Yeah.
Nice.
How about you?
I like both of those. I also have Ramondre Stevenson at plus 130 over on DraftKings. As we know, their line than over on FanDuel. 4 touchdown scores. And then I have J.K. Dobbins at minus 115. I like him coming back. And you take both running backs and just trust it. That's kind of my plan in this game.
Yeah, and it makes sense too. Like what I was saying is like both these teams are probably going to try to run the ball a ton.
I don't know how much the Patriots have been running the ball since May took. If they've been running it as much, I think they've been let on a deal. But Stevenson, I've liked Stevenson the last couple years. I think he's a great back, so I'll trust him to get in the end zone.
Okay, perfect. Next game, Broncos at Bengals. Broncos
Okay.
plus 3, Bengals minus 3. Over under set at 49.5. Big over under here. Where you going? Where you leaning?
Yeah, it is a big over. And as we know, the Broncos, they're coming off that loss to the Chargers, like I missaid and then corrected myself on last Thursday. So they've got 10 days of rest, almost 9 days, just like the Chargers do. That was a very high scoring game. I don't know if you watched it, but you were on a plane, so you did not watch it. But that one got. Oh no, you weren't on a plane. Never mind. But that one was really high scoring. They got up to I think 60 points in that game. It was incredibly high scoring. I thought it was gonna be low scoring. The over under set at 50. I'm gonna be on the over here. The Bengals have been on a tear, as we know,
Except for last week.
and the Broncos, except for last week. But it was the Browns. It's divisional. You kind of one off that. You know what I mean? And so I like the over here. I think Burrow's going to do what Burrow does. He's going to deal. And I like Bo Nix on the Broncos to kind of keep doing what they've been doing, which is winning. And they need to keep winning in order. If the Bengals win out and a couple other things happen, they will jump into the playoffs. And so the Broncos want to stay in that playoff contention because they're now tied with the Chargers because they lost that game. So they're going to want to keep hunting. So I like the Broncos plus the 3.5. I like that we get the hook, which probably means the book thinks they're going to lose by 7. But I like the Broncos plus 3.5.
Okay. Yeah, like you were saying, if the Bengals beat the Broncos here and the Bengals lose, or the Bengals win out, and then the Broncos lose next week, which I don't think that they will, playing against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are going to be resting starters because they already clinched the number 1. So we'll see. Broncos could still lose, but Bengals would beat out the Broncos for the playoff spot because they'd have the head-to-head tiebreaker. So good to know there. I'm also on the. Oh wait, you said that you're on the Bengals, right? Or you're on the Broncos?
No, I am on the Broncos plus the 3.5.
Oh, Lord, okay. Well, it's only plus 3 for me. There's no hook here, so I got to be on the Bengals here at minus 3. I think they win this game. They need to. I think they need it. They definitely need it more than the Broncos do. The Broncos also might be thinking, hey, we can kind of coast in because we get the Chiefs resting starters next week. So I like that there. I still think the Broncos will show up and play. So I'm also on the over with you at 49.5.
Okay. And if you guys have been watching the channel, and Matt knows this, I'm a huge Bengals fan. I love the Bengals. I love Joe Burrow. But with this one, I'm just playing the number, and to me, 3.5, I have to take it. If it was 2.5, I'd probably be on the Bengals because I do think they're going to win this game. But I trust the Broncos defense, and I like what they've been doing, so I think they're going to keep the game close.
Okay, nice. 4-pick parlay.
Four pick parlay, dude. You want me to go first this
Yeah,
time?
go ahead. We'll teeter-totter.
All right. So I got Joe Burrow under his line of 281.5. As you guys know, he's been throwing like mad. He's had 5 straight games with at least 275 plus passing and 3 touchdowns. So I like him to go under, though, because, like I said, I do like this Broncos defense, and I think they'll do enough to try to. He's still going to get 250, 260, 270 even, but I think they can keep him just under that 300 number. So 281.5 under that is what I like. I got Joe Burrow to also throw 3 touchdowns. He's done that 7 straight games, and so I think he's just going to keep doing that. I got Audric Estime, who has kind of taken over the lead role for 25 plus rushing yards, which isn't anything crazy. And then I have T. Higgins for 60 plus receiving yards. This parlay pays out plus 1,500 over under.
Okay. Nice, I like that. I almost took that same one as you did with T. Higgins, the 60
Yeah.
yards. I almost did, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't juicy enough for me. So
Right.
his line was actually a lot higher than I thought it would be. Normally it's like, you got Jamar Chase with the boosted, elevated numbers, not T. Higgins. But T. Higgins is
Right.
actually kind of juiced. I mean, you were still getting minus money on that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, didn't really like that, but I'll jump into mine. We got Joe Burrow over 7.5 rushing yards. Doing the same thing we did for the Patriots game with Herbert over 14.5. I like Joe Burrow over 7.5. Joe Burrow's just kind of one of those guys similar to Mahomes, where it's like he doesn't normally run out of the pocket, but when he does, usually like an 8-10 yard gain, and it's nothing big. He either runs out of bounds or slides down. So I like that a lot there. We got T. Higgins over 5.5 catches. I like him for 6 catches here. Broncos secondary, their defense in general is still one of the top in the league. So I like the Broncos to hopefully be able to keep Chase down to a minimum, and then T. Higgins just gets a lot of balls flying his way. Love that there. Then we got Mike Gesicki, 25 plus receiving yards. Gesicki's just kind of been there. He's not great, but it's still minus money on this because the book knows what I know, which is Gesicki's the only tight end in this game that really matters. And then last but not least, we got Cortland Sutton, 5 plus catches. Pretty simple there. Plus 779
Mm.
is what you're getting for that parlay there. And we like the Cortland Sutton play because he's the number one receiver for the Broncos.
Plus, how much on this one?
779. So definitely lower than the first one by quite a bit,
Yeah.
almost half. But
Yeah.
a little bit safer of a play in a game where, it should be high scoring, which is, I could have taken stats for people, but also at the same time too, we've liked overs in games before, and then they kind of just disappoint. So I like the kind of guys that aren't the number ones here with Gesicki, Sutton, and T. Higgins. Sutton's obviously he has the number one for them, but he's not like a Justin Jefferson or somebody like that where you're gonna take him for 100 yards.
Right. I like that Burrow over 7.5 rushing. That's a sneaky little play.
Yeah, you were talking about it either earlier this year or last year. You were talking about Burrow's rushing yards, and then also Mahomes. Like you like those guys like that where they're just sneaky plays where you could take them for 20 yards or 18 yards. You're like, hey, this is hit every single week.
Right. For sure. All right, let's go to touchdowns, Matt. Who you got in this game?
I got T. Higgins at plus 150 and Cortland Sutton at plus 155. Like I said, Broncos defense is good. Keep Jamar Chase a little bottled up. Like we talked about JJ, you can't really stop him completely. But I just like that a lot with T. Higgins and then Sutton. He's the number one over there. I like that, obviously.
Okay. Ding dong ding. We have the same exact 2 touchdown scores.
There we
I also
go.
have Sutton. He's plus 135 over on DraftKings. And then I have T. Higgins at plus 115 over on DraftKings. But I like both too. Jamar Chase was way too juiced. And then Chase Brown was like ridiculous how minus money he was.
Yeah, Jamar Chase was the favorite in this game, which kind of makes sense just because he's scored more touchdowns than anybody else on either of these teams. So it makes sense. He's the number one target in the league. So
In the league, yeah. So it does make sense. It does make sense. All right, let's hop into the final game of the. Should be one of the more fun ones. It's NFC West is kind of on the line. If the Rams win, I think they clinch it.
I
'Cause
believe
they
you're
have a
right.
1 game lead right now, and they would have a 2 game lead. Seattle's a whole game back, and they only have 1 game. So I believe they clinch the division if they win, which is great because I have a $50 ticket from the beginning of the season as a future bet for the Rams to win the West. So, Matt, with that being said, how do you see this game playing out? It's the Rams minus 6.5, Cardinals plus 6.5. The over/under set at 47.5. At least that's the numbers over on DraftKings.
Cardinals have not looked good since they got back from their bye week. Rams have beat the Bills in that same amount of time. So I like the Rams here. They're going to take care of business at home. Minus 6.5 all day. Big win for the Rams here. Clinch the division. Seattle sucks, like I've been saying all year. They got hot for a little bit there. Maybe a little worried, a little stressed. People were probably like, oh my gosh, this guy's such an idiot. I know family members were for sure, especially family from Seattle. And yeah, it's just I love being right. The Rams clinch it this week. I get a whole entire week where I just get a relish in the fact that I was right that Seattle wouldn't win the division. I had the Niners, you had the Rams. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. We were right about Seattle not winning, so shout out to both of us. But yeah, I got the Rams here -6.5. I'm also on the over 47.5. I like the Rams to come into this game and kind of just pound on the Cardinals that have not looked good since the bye.
Okay, okay. I am on the Rams -6.5 too. I almost took Cardinals the +6.5. It did feel like it's close to where it feels like it's too big of a number, but they're playing great ball. The Cardinals have not been playing as great of ball as of late. So, and this is for the division, and they're finally back home. They've been playing in some outdoor games. They played at the Jets where it was cold, and they played in that terrible rain game in San Fran for the last 2 weeks, and they've been low scoring, not very productive games. Now they're going to go back home to LA. It's going to be normal weather. They're going to be indoors. It's going to be, I think they're going to score a ton of points. So I like the Rams -6.5 here. I think they dunk on these guys, and I do like the over just like.
Yep, exactly. I will say a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, I was thinking to myself before both these teams played, and I was like, dang, like for some reason, I feel like the Week 18 is going to be Seattle and Rams for the division. Like, I already know who would win that game. It would be the Rams. They would win that game and take care of business. But it's like, right now, it's like, dude, how do the Rams lose to the Cardinals? Like, that's my only question. I don't see in a world in which they lose. And in my opinion, they should just dunk on them. Like, they should win this game by 14 points, at least 10. Like, a dominant win saying, hey, it's our division. Better luck next year. We're going back to the Super Bowl. Like, this is where it starts. It starts right here. You can rest all your guys next week. And then let Seattle, yeah, cool, you guys can get your mercy win. That's fine. And we're going to go to the playoffs. We're going to go all the way. Like, we already beat the Vikings. We can go on and beat the Lions. We can beat the Packers. Like, we can beat every team that's in our way to get to that Super Bowl and play against either the Chiefs or the Bills, the Ravens, the Steelers. Like, yeah, so I like that here for the Rams a lot. I think it's going to be
I've been
good
high
game.
on the Rams. I've been high on the Rams since I was high on the Rams before the season started. Then obviously Puka gets hurt, Cooper Kupp gets hurt, and you're just like, oh my goodness, there's no way this ticket I have.
And they sucked.
Well, they lost 4 straight. And
yeah,
they were 1-4, but people forget in that first game, Nakua gets hurt at halftime, and they still took that game to overtime against the Lions, who people are saying are Super Bowl lock. They're the best team in the league, and the best team in the league, quote unquote, had to go to overtime against this Rams team week 1. So don't sleep on the Rams, especially once they get into those playoffs. Like, no one wants to play them. Stafford and Kupp, obviously, they've gone to a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl. Kyron's there now. I mean, yeah, they're going to be a scary team. I'm excited for them to, like, they still have to win this game, and if they don't win this game, they got to beat Seattle to get in. But we're assuming that's going to happen. If that happens, it's going to be fun to watch the Rams in the first round.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Odell Beckham Jr. is still on waivers. He's still a free agent.
Yeah, I don't think
so
I'm going to go pick him up, dude.
it might be their good luck charm, though. He killed it for him in the playoffs last time they went.
See, that's true. He did, and then he tore his ACL, and then hasn't really been the same.
But if he didn't tear his ACL, he would have actually gotten like Super Bowl MVP because he was on pace to get it. He was killing it. But okay, besides that, 4-pick parlays. Let's jump into it. I got Stafford and Kyler Murray both over 1.5 passing touchdowns. We like a lot of points in this game. Yeah, we like Kyler Murray to throw for 2. We like Stafford to throw for 2. Stafford, I thought about taking him like alternate and doing like 3, but I'm not going to get too crazy with it. Then we're going Cooper Kupp, 60-plus receiving yards. Love the line right there for him. And then we got Marvin Harrison Jr. at 50-plus receiving yards. I like the 2 number ones in these offenses to go off. And people might argue that Puka's the number 1. Cooper Kupp is still the veteran there. He's still a veteran presence. And Puka's kind of like the young stud that's going to get doubled, in my opinion. So, like Cooper Kupp there. 60 yards is easy for him. Marvin Harrison, 50. And that pays out plus 882.
Bro.
What? Are we right there? Are we right there? Did we do it? Did we do it?
No, we didn't. We didn't do it.
But it's so close.
I got Kyler for 2, Stafford for 2, Kupp for 60, and Marvin for 60.
Oh, you took Marvin for 10 more.
Yep.
That's
he had
it.
122
And that's the same
against
thing.
these guys week 2. He had 122 yards against these guys in week 2.
Dang,
so
that's
I expect
crazy.
him to go off against them
What
again.
is your payout?
So mine pays plus 1,100. Those
Okay.
10 yards are next to 300 on the odds.
Yeah.
On this book. But that's crazy. I thought for sure when you said Kupp 60 and you had Kyler and for 2, I was like, oh no, we just did it. And then you said Marvin, I'm like, say 60, and then you're at 50. So basically it's the same pick. So you guys pick whichever one you like.
If you guys like the saver, play with Marvin
those.
Harrison just because he is, I don't know, he's kind of he either has a game or he doesn't. You know, he's either there on the field or he's non-existent and doesn't actually play football.
I might go bet all these single though too.
I mean, I love the Lions. I mean, I think that it's going to be a high-scoring game, especially because we don't know. We don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure James Conner is not playing in this game. So Kyler Murray's going to have to do it. Like, yeah, he might run one in. I don't see him running two in, and I don't see their backup running back getting in. I think it's going to be Kyler throwing the ball a lot because I think that they'll be down early.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right,
And
touchdown
then
scores.
last two. Give me
Last two. Are we on agreement with this one? I got Cooper
I
Cup.
don't think so.
I got
I
Cooper
don't think
Cup.
we're in agreement with it.
Do you have Cooper?
Okay. No.
Okay, yeah, and then I got Puka Nacua. I'm just taking both the Rams players. 150
I like that.
150 for Cooper Cup and plus 100 for Puka.
Okay. Okay. I have Marvin Harrison at plus 180. And then I'm going with a flyer. He scored a touchdown last week. He's been gone the whole season. Tyler Higbee at plus 475.
Wait, he's 475.
Yes.
That's crazy. Yeah, he literally scored his first game back last week. That's a good pick. See, that's a pick that I would have
I
picked.
saw
Like,
it
that's
and
a good
I had
one.
to take it. I was like, yo, this feels like those sleeper like prop bets I go and find. Like this feels like one that's just right there for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that pick a lot. Higbee wasn't even on my radar, but it's like, yeah, he literally scored last week.
Yeah, and obviously we know how much attention is going to go to Nakua up and on the. So who does that leave? That leaves Tutu Atwell and Higbee. Give me Higbee.
Yeah, I'll
All
take
day.
Higbee all day. Parkinson just ain't
Yeah.
the guy.
No, bro. Don't
Nope.
need him.
All right, teaser.
Don't need him.
What do you got for me? Teaser all. Oh, this is what we're doing. We're choosing every pick, so the spread and the over/under, we're putting them together. Like I said at the start of the video, only place I've seen that you can actually do this is DraftKings Sportsbook. I've tried on FanDuel, I've tried on Caesars, and I've also tried on BetMGM. They will not let you combine in a teaser. They won't let you combine the over/under and the spread. So DraftKings is the only one that we know of so far. We'll obviously be looking at other ones come probably next season. We're probably not going to spend too much time doing that. We have a couple of the books. We don't have all of them yet. We know we say to play every book that you can. It's just been, I was focused on FanDuel. It's on me, and then it was, oh, cool, let's try out a couple different ones. So, but that's what we're going to do here. So, like we said, has to be DraftKings unless you have another one that you can bet, which I know that there's a lot of gambling services out there and a lot of platforms. But, Al, what do you got
Yeah,
for
guys,
me?
comment below, guys, if you guys know of a service that offers, same game teasers where you can bet, over under and spread from the same game in a teaser, because we know DraftKings you can. So if you guys know of any others, just comment below so we know what we're looking at. But anyway, for my teaser, I'm teasing all my picks from the slate of games. So I've got the Chargers at plus a half point. I've got the Chargers over under set at 36.5. I got the Broncos at plus 9.5, which I feel great about. I got that over under teased down to a 44. I'm taking the over, obviously. And then I got the Rams teased to a half point. They're minus a half point. And I've got the over in that game teased down to a 41.
Okay, what was your pick there for Broncos and Bengals?
Broncos Bengals. It's Broncos plus 9.5 and over 44 points.
Okay. All right. Well, we do not have the same teasers, which is awesome
fine,
because we
that's
don't
fine.
want to have the same teasers. Teasers are supposed to be a little different. We
Sure.
got Patriots at plus 10.5. Love that there against the Chargers, and then we're also on the under 48.5, just like a normal pick here. We like the under at 42.5. I like the under here at 48.5. Teasing that number up. Then we're doing Broncos at Bengals. We're doing the Bengals plus 3. Bengals, I don't see losing this game, and even if they do, it's not going to be by more than 3. Obviously, I love the Bengals here at minus 3, so we get them at plus 3. It just seems like a no-brainer. Also, tease the over down to a 43.5. Then Cardinals, it's just like you. We got the over 41.5, then we got the Rams minus half a point. It's just a money line bet. I don't see them losing this game. I'd be very shocked if they do, like we've already said. It'd be a very big surprise if the Rams lose this game.
Agreed.
But then again, there's a lot
Alrighty,
riding
ladies
on
and
it.
gentlemen. I mean, there is a lot riding on it, and the Cardinals spoiler, so it's not a gimme, but the book has this at a 6.5 point spread for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
So,
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this episode, this video. Just want to let you guys know, in case anybody's wondering out there, if you're telling your friends about it, please, it's one of my biggest pet peeves, and I had to deal with it when I was in Washington hanging out with family, and I can't stand it. Please don't call this a podcast. when you're like introducing this to your friends and family. I can't stand it. I'm done with it. I'm tired of it. It's a YouTube channel. This is a YouTube video. We're not on Spotify. We're not on SoundCloud if people even still use that platform. We're not on Pandora. Like, it's a YouTube channel. It's not a podcast. I'm tired of people saying it. So just to set the record straight, don't introduce us and be like, hey, check out this new podcast I'm listening to. You sound like a 50-year-old man. Let's just not do it. You sound like my dad. I'm tired of it. Appreciate you guys for being here. Thanks for watching the YouTube video. And yeah, we'll let you guys know when we come out with the podcast. Probably next year. But as of right now, no podcast. So don't talk about us like that. Anything else you want to add there, Al? Or you good?
No, I'm pretty good, guys. These should be some fun games. The first one, like I said, kind of met over time. Go do that. Come back. Watch the two fun ones. Appreciate you guys for tuning in as always, and I hope you guys hit all your bets.
Amen to that. Protect the bag. Beat the book. We will see you guys in the next video.